I recently watched a podcast on Mel Robbins' channel where the guest was Morgan Housel, one of the best author on money and the writer of probably the greatest personal finance book of all time, The Psychology of Money. And let me tell you something, the insights were so good that I had to make this video to share them with you. The link to the podcast is going to be in the description and I highly recommend you to go listen to that. But in the meantime, let me walk you through the best financial advice you are ever going to hear. Part 1. Behavior beats intelligence. Morgan in the podcast said, it's not the intelligence that gets people in financial trouble, it's the behavior. And he is so right. People don't go broke because they're stupid. Most of the time, people struggle with their finances because of their behavior. It's like a kid in a candy shop with no adult around them to watch them. Think about credit cards. Swiping it feels like you are playing a video game. Beep, beep, swipe and done. But the bill comes later like a horror movie. So every dollar you spend on debt is like your future self working for someone else. Imagine future you sitting in Starbucks and sipping water instead of coffee because past you or even present you just had to flex with the latest iPhone Pro Max Ultra Plus Turbo Edition. And that's the problem. Our brains are wired for instant pleasure. We want shiny things right now and we worry about the consequences later. It's like eating 5 donuts today and saying that future me is gonna go to the gym and take care of it. Well, future you will not do that. So what's the fix? Morgan says, automate your savings. Don't make it optional. Don't decide every month because your brain is always going to find some excuse. Oh, I'll save after this vacation, or I'm gonna save when my salary increases, or I'll save after I buy that fancy air fryer, which I definitely won't use after a week of buying it. The trick is very simple. The money should leave your account before you even see it, like rent, like your Netflix subscription. If you can automate watching 6 seasons of Breaking Bad, you can definitely automate putting 10% in savings. And by the way, I won't judge you for binge watching Breaking Bad. It's my all-time favorite show, so I'm there with you. And here's the key. Life is going to surprise you. Job loss, recession, medical bills. Life is like that one friend who is always going to show up uninvited, asking to crash on your couch, and if you're not prepared, you're gonna have to pay the price. So the lesson is behavior is always greater than IQ. If you can manage your impulses, you are going to be richer than those geniuses who is always YOLOing their paycheck. Part 2. Money as a tool, not a status symbol. In the podcast, Morgan said, most people don't want money. They want to use money as a yardstick to compare themselves with others. And yeah, it's true. This is Instagram culture in one sentence. We don't really want money. We want to show other people that we have money. Back in the day, being rich meant you had a new pickup truck in the neighborhood. Now, rich means private island, luxury jets, or posting casual pictures of your Rolex on LinkedIn. Expectations grew like TikTok trends, fast and ridiculous. And here's the problem. If money is only about comparison, you are never going to feel rich. Why? Because there is always someone richer than you. Imagine you earn $200K per year. That's amazing. But your neighbor earns $300,000 and suddenly your 200 grand feels like pocket change. Morgan explained the same thing in this way. Morgan explained, happiness is the gap between expectations and reality. If your expectations are high and your reality does not match, you feel poor. If your expectations are low and reality beats it, you feel rich. Think about Stephen Hawking. After his diagnosis, his expectations went to zero. Everything after that felt like a bonus for him. So if you earn $70K and your friends earn like $50,000, you probably feel rich. But if you earn $100K and your friends earn $150K, you might feel broke. It's all relative. Part 3, the trap of never enough. Morgan in the podcast said, the hardest financial skill is getting the goalpost to stop moving. This is what I call the treadmill problem, or hamster on a wheel problem. You buy a Toyota, that's nice. Then you think, maybe I should upgrade to a BMW, then Tesla, then Porsche, and then private jet. And then Mars rocket maybe, because why not? This never ends. The goalpost keeps moving further and further away. That's why even billionaires sometimes feel poor. Imagine you are worth $1 billion. That's 1,000 millions. But your neighbor is Elon Musk and he's worth about $300 billion. Suddenly, your Gulfstream jet feels like a Honda Civic. The truth is, the real financial freedom is not when you get everything. It's when you say enough. Otherwise, you're just gonna keep running like a hamster on a Red Bull, forever chasing more and more and more. Here's the irony. The more you chase more, the less satisfied you become. It's like drinking salty water when you're thirsty. it's only gonna make it worse. So the skill we need is not making more money. It's learning to stop moving that goalpost. Part 4. Why nobody cares about your Ferrari. This is what Morgan said about this. When I was a valet, I thought people were impressed by expensive cars, but no one cares about the driver. They always imagine themselves in the car. This is such a brutal truth. Let's be honest, when you see someone in a Ferrari, you don't think, wow, that driver must be an intelligent, disciplined, wise individual. You think, man, how would I look in that Ferrari or behind that wheel? It's human nature. We project ourselves into the shiny object. We don't even notice the person who owns it. You would probably spend $300,000 on a Ferrari thinking people would admire you, but in reality, they are admiring the car and picturing themselves inside it. It's like buying fireworks to impress your neighbors, and all they do is look up at the sky and enjoy the fireworks without even thanking you. This is the trap of status spending. We convince ourselves people care. But here's the uncomfortable fact. Most people are too busy thinking about themselves to think about you. For example, have you ever posted a fancy photo on Instagram, maybe showing off your new shoes, watch, or holiday? Do you think your followers thought about you? Or did they think about, wow, that's amazing shoes, maybe I need new shoes, or maybe I wish I could be on that vacation? That's the sad irony. You're spending money to get validation, but instead people just use your flex to compare and feel worse about their own lives. They're not applauding you, they're just competing with you. And if you keep chasing that, it's like being on a hamster wheel powered by Gucci and Louis Vuitton, running fast, spending hard, but going nowhere. So what's the most useless thing you ever bought just to impress someone else? Let me know in the comments to see if it's embarrassing enough, and no judgment. Part 5. Saving is equal to buying freedom. In the podcast, Morgan said, saving is not delayed gratification, it's buying independence today. This one flips the script completely. Most people hear saving and immediately picture misery. Living in a tiny apartment, eating instant noodles, never going out while your rich friends are at the rooftop parties drinking $20 cocktails. But that's the wrong way to see it. Saving is not about punishment, it's about power. Think of every dollar you save as a brick in your freedom house. With enough bricks, you build walls strong enough to protect you from a bad boss, a bad economy, or even a bad relationship that drains you financially. Here's an example. Imagine you hate your job, like most people. Like your boss is the kind of person who sends email at midnight, and he would say, I'm gonna need this first thing in the morning. If you have zero savings, you're stuck. You can't quit because rent won't pay itself. But if you have 6 months of expenses saved up, suddenly you have the power to say, no, I'm out. I'm gonna look for another job. That's the magic of savings. It's not about the future, it's about the options it's gonna give you today. And here's the irony. Even billionaires don't always have this freedom. Some are trapped by shareholders, business empires, or public image. Meanwhile, a regular school teacher with modest savings might wake up on a Tuesday and say, you know what, today I don't feel like working. I'm just gonna go fishing. That's real wealth. Not cars, not status, but the freedom to control your time. Part 6. The magic of compounding. Morgan explained this in the podcast with an example of Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett made 99% of his wealth after age of 60 because of compounding. This lesson is pure financial magic. Compounding is like planting a small apple tree. At first, it's just a stick in the dirt, boring, unimpressive, but if you give it some time, it grows, and eventually it produces apples. Then you plant those seeds and they grow into more trees, which produces more apples. And before long, you've got an entire orchid, all from just one little seed. And that's how money works when you invest early and let it grow. Your money makes money, and then it makes more money, and it just keeps making more money. Basically, your money has babies, and those babies are gonna have grandbabies. Warren Buffett is not rich because he found some secret formula. He's rich because he started investing when he was a kid and never stopped. I'm not asking that you should be investing when you are 14, 15. If you could, it's great. But as early as you can start. His true genius was not intelligence, it was patience, and that's what you need. And the best part is, you don't need to be Warren Buffett. You don't need to pick the next Tesla or next Bitcoin. You just need to be consistent. Put money into safe, long-term investments like index funds and leave it alone. The problem is, people are impatient. They want results right now. That's why your cousin keeps texting you about a hot crypto that is going to turn your $100 into a yacht by next month. It won't. So please be aware of those kind of scams. Compounding is very slow. It's boring, but boring works. But I hope you're not finding this video boring. And if you're still watching and learning something new, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It costs you nothing, but it makes me feel like I just found $20 in an old pair of jeans. Anyways, moving on. Part 7. The power of awareness. Morgan said, the biggest financial mistake is ignorance. People not knowing where their money goes. Ignorance is expensive. Most people think they know where their money goes. Oh yeah, I just spend money on rent, food, and a little fun. But then they check their bank statement and they realize that they have been paying for 5 different subscriptions. They forgot to cancel all of them. They found that they have Netflix, Spotify, Disney Plus, and some random meditation app that they downloaded at 10 a.m. during a new me phase. The truth is, money leaks away in small amounts. It's not always the $1,000 laptop that's gonna ruin your finances. It's the $8 subscription, the $20 delivery fees, and fancy Starbucks every day. One leak does not sink a ship, but 100 small leaks definitely will. The solution is awareness. Check your accounts regularly. Track your expenses, even roughly, because once you see where your money goes, you automatically spend less. Even tiny savings matter. Saving $5 a day sounds very small, but that's like $150 a month. Over a year, that's $1,800. Invest that and compounding is going to turn it into way more. Think of saving like brushing your teeth. One day of skipping does not matter, but if you skip for months, you are going to regret it. Same with money. The habit matters more than the numbers. And this is why automation helps. Willpower is very weak. You're always gonna say, I'm gonna start next month. If you automate your savings, it does the job every time without any excuses. Finally, gratitude and contentment. Morgan said, happiness comes from controlling your expectations, not from making more money. This is the most underrated financial lesson, gratitude. We think more money equals more happiness, but history proves otherwise. Lottery winners often go broke. Celebrities with millions are still depressed. Meanwhile, some of the happiest people live simple lives with little money. The real formula is happiness is equal to reality minus expectations. If your expectations are sky high, even good results are gonna disappoint you. If your expectations are low, everything feels like a win. Apply this to money. Instead of stressing about the car that you don't have, appreciate the one you already do. Instead of being upset that you don't earn $200,000, be thankful that you're not worrying about your next meal. Gratitude is basically free happiness, and the more you practice it, the less you'll be falling into the trap of never enough. So maybe the richest person in the room is not the one with the biggest bank account, it's the one who feels like they already have enough. Because at the end of the day, money is not about cars, houses, or watches. It's about freedom, patience, awareness, and gratitude. And these are the things that you can start building right now. It's all under your control. So let me ask you one final question. What does wealth mean to you? Status, money, or freedom? Drop in the comments and click on this video to watch more valuable contents just like this, and I'll see you in the next one.